them to shine. And this unselfishness is a wonderful quality, selflessness. In fact, today I won't read out the poem. Tagore, I forget the number of the poem, in Gitanjali says, oh Lord, what is this awful thing that keeps following me, keeps following my shadow, that my little self, I'm ashamed to come to thy door with that self. He says, exactly, we have to get rid of that. Help the young people. The young people are sometimes difficult, they are sharks. You're an old man, they'll eat you up. So you have to be very careful with young people, but doesn't mean that you stop helping them. So what you have to do, you give them a tough competition. That's what I do. I give a tough competition to Ganguly. He has to do better than me. Let him try. I don't mind. But not be jealous. Being jealousy and envy will destroy science. Vivekananda told, I don't know if you know that, 150th anniversary of Vivekananda, with the famous state of Vivekananda, why can't can India be great? Can it be great or not? He said, no. India will have difficulty being great because Indian people are very jealous and envious. So we must do something for young people. Give everything we have, and they in turn should treat the senior people with respect. And the senior people give them a tough competition. That is very important in science. This is not occurring as well as it should in India. When I was young, it was terrible. The old guys were like huge, I don't know, whatever. People are afraid even to enter the room. They were very tough. The professor was so mighty in Delhi University. My God, he would kill you, finish you off in no time. Today things have changed, fortunately, not enough. For example, our young boys and girls go to America and do much better. Why? Not because their brain suddenly transformed to something, no. The same brain, same people. Some of the atmosphere, freedom, the environment, and we have to produce that. India's future depends on that. To young people, because we have 60% young people in India, they have to take us further. My time is over. I'm now 81. I don't know how long I will work, but that's how it is. Well, that is one thing. And also, there is not enough time left, you see. As Faraday said, you know about Faraday's famous story about time. Somebody writes to him, Faraday, why do you don't reply to my letters? He says, I have no time. No. Time is one that can be extended, that can be shortened, can be enjoyed, you can suffer, you can do many things with time. Time is so valuable, God Almighty, the Creator thought it is so valuable, He only gave a limited amount to you. He said only 100 years, not 500 years. When 100 we don't get, that's what He wrote back. So we don't have time. India doesn't have time. It has to do in about 10 years, 15 years, to India to shine. Because others will eat us up otherwise. They are competing. South Korea, the biggest competitor in Asia, today is South Korea, not China. They have beaten Japan all over in many things. So we have to worry about that. Well, whatever we do, I don't know. I'm not a politician. I'm not able to worry about it too much. So much that my work stops. All I can say is that for me, I always remember I had a wonderful friend in Bismillah Khan. I used to know him when I was a student in Benares. And Bismillah Khan was asked a few months before he died. I hope you all know who Bismillah Khan is. Because nowadays people don't know music also. There is another problem. Bismillah Khan was asked, Khan Sahab, kahiye, what do you pray to God? He said, God Almighty, as long as I am alive, let me be in the world of music. That's all the prayer. What a great man he was. I feel the same way about science. As long as I am alive, oh God, let me be in the world of science. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for giving the interesting, motivational and informative speech. Dear colleagues, sir is going to be 81 in June, and you see the energy of 30 or 25. So we have a small session for our young students to have interaction with you. So now all the students or the young teachers, they can ask anything if they have in their mind for their future, for their career. they can directly ask to Professor Rao, because this will be a really a lifetime opportunity for you to have a face-to-face interaction with Rao sir.
सर आई वांट टू आस्क कि जैसे हम स्टूडेंट हैं और अभी अपने एमएससी का परसों कर रहे हैं, तो हम कैसे अपना रिसर्च के फील्ड डिसाइड करें? जैसे कि हम हमेशा लगे रहते हैं कि भाई जीआरएफ की रैंक निकालनी है, तो फिर मतलब कैसे ही आगे प्रोसीड करें?
You know, I had faced the same problem when I was young. When I came back from America, there were no facilities in India. I come on 1915. What is it I can do in India without any spectrometers, diffractometers, or anything like that, to still do some research that is worthwhile? So I have followed a principle: look for a problem with a bit, which is they are not too crowded. It's not too crowded, but still has a future. In fact, there's a poem, in fact, I wrote down, if I had time to read it, of Frost. Two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry I could not travel both. I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. So you must pick a lonely road.
Thank you, sir.
I have two questions. The science which you talked about, how can this particular science, which is for human race, will help for particular this practical field through which many research people and many friends who go through and have faced a lots of difficulties, say in terms of money, say in terms of technology, say the particular guy which said that you have to run up for the GRF rank, otherwise whatever capabilities you will have, you will not be get through from anywhere. What would be the ramification? Like, can you please suggest some ramification?
Well, I don't know, the students, when they have their own ideas, problems arise to follow it up. But we must find, that is where the genius of a teacher, of an institution is to identify a student with a new idea, give him all the encouragement. And that's where science thrives and the people get help. That's one thing. Leaving that aside, I think we have to do much more. Our investment in science is so bad now. It is less than 1%. Everyone is promising 2% GDP. That's not happening. And there's not even a single institution in India which has facilities equal to the best institutions abroad. At least one, at least two. So we don't know. So we have to have all that to do many things we are saying. But second, as far as applications of science are concerned, a good scientist working on a new idea should not right away worry about application. It should be others to use that, and there are others to do that. But anyway, I think we need an overall better improvement in both infrastructure and investment to do many things.
So I have another question too. There was an article about the leadership vacuum about the ISRO, CSIR. We don't have permanent directors.
Correct.
So do you think that is because we don't nurture the lower level of, we have ample of great minds in India, but then why it is so that the upper there is vacuum?
That be correct. We don't have so many great minds also. So.
No, sir. Budding great minds.
Yeah. What I say is there are so many directorships vacant in India today. It is not because there are no people. I think it's purely an administrative and matter as far as the government is concerned. They should just do it. It's not because there are no people. I think they should just select people and do. That's what it is.
Thank you for your time, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah.
My name is Waqar Ahmed. I'm from Kashmir Valley, pursuing MSc Chemistry in Jamia.
Yeah.
Sir, it's my pleasure to see you and mainly to talk with you. Sir, my question is, sir, as we know that our future is depend on the nuclear sciences, so
No,
what?
that is not correct. I don't agree with you. The future of mankind doesn't mean nuclear. Future of mankind depends on science, not necessarily nuclear.
Okay, sir, but as my thinking, it's depend on nuclear sciences. So our present non-renewable resources like petrols, diesels, and other things, they are, what we can say, going to end one day. And why there is no facilities for the students in India to do some means research in nuclear field.
But the nuclear is not, why are you stuck on nuclear? I don't know why. There's so much of beautiful biology, chemistry, physics, earth sciences, so many solar applications of solar energy. But the nuclear is a very technical thing.
Yes.
There's not that much research to be done. It's only question of putting up more reactors, more that, more this. But I don't know, there's some research, but I don't think it is as exciting as other areas. That's what first advice to you.
Yes.
But nuclear is not necessarily what has become more interesting is not nuclear physics, but particle physics, where they worry about Higgs boson, where they worry about the creation of the universe. That is another exciting area of physics. But nuclear is not that as exciting as much of a frontier area for fundamental studies today. But leaving that aside, whatever you do, you can do. But there's no problem if you have a good idea. Even today, the number of scholarships and fellowships available is reasonably large. One can get into that.
Thank you, sir.
Only last question from this fellow.
Good afternoon, sir. I am from Physics Department. My name is Khurshid Ahmed Badit, sir. Sir, keeping in view the current energy crisis in India, which energy source among environmental, waste, electromagnetic or mechanical should be chosen as for research as the best energy harvesting resource?
Okay. There are two parts of the question. One is already we know some things which you use. For example, solar photovoltaics is now very cheap. Using silicon cells and produce electricity supplied to the grid system. You know, America and Japan are using so much of solar photovoltaics. India is not even using 2000 megawatts. So my recommendation to the previous government was at least we should reach 20,000 megawatts for solar photovoltaic. It's just using it, producing it. That is one thing. And then give it to farmers for agriculture and so on. But as far as research is concerned, I think using solar energy for organic photovoltaics, solar energy producing hydrogen, these are I think very frontier areas. Because if we can produce enough hydrogen and also know how to store it, we can run all our cars, planes, all the moving vehicles using hydrogen. And if that can be done, there will be no pollution. We will solve the problem of pollution also. Hydrogen, I think we should concentrate a lot more. Then of course there are other areas like fuel cells and batteries. There also we have to do a lot of research. So these are some of the areas. None of these areas has, except a few individuals. I am doing, by the way, for those who may not know, last 2 years, I started working on artificial photosynthesis because many young people didn't do that. I thought, let me, as an old man, start it. I'm having fantastic luck. You may not believe it. I take a water, put my semiconductor structure in it, and put an ordinary bulb below that. On a 100-watt lamp. It is bigger than sun. Sun has more energy than that. Immediately I can produce hydrogen coming out. In fact, I had big success in that. As much successful as the University of California people in Berkeley were also doing that. So I think this kind of research, I'm not doing my research, a lot of more work has to be done. The production of hydrogen and saving hydrogen for all kinds of transportation, that alone is a big thing for India.
Very respected Professor C.N.R. Rao, Bharat Ratna, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Talat Ahmed, Professor Ganguly, Director, Indian Institute of Nanoscience and Technology, Dean Faculty of Natural Sciences, Professor Sharif Ahmed, distinguished guests, colleagues, and dear students. Good afternoon. I deem it an honor and privilege to propose a formal vote of thanks on this great occasion. First of all, I would like to thank Professor C.N.R. Rao for very kindly accepting the invitation extended by Jamia Millia Islamia and agreeing to visit our university for a special lecture in spite of his busy schedule. Sir, we are highly inspired by your gracious presence. You have always been a source of inspiration for all of us. I am sure your visit here will write a new chapter in the history of Jamia academics. Sir, you made this event very high memorable for us. I am extremely thankful to our Vice Chancellor for inviting Professor Rao and extend all his kind support. Sir, with your generous support and day-to-day keen interest, the things became manageable. This is the high standard academic event and it was not possible without your personal interest. We thank Professor Ganguly for his guidance and supportive hand in the preparation of this program from the day one. Sir, I am extremely thankful to you for your valuable support. This program was also not possible without the help and support of the Jamia administration, especially Registrar Saab, Finance Officer, Secretary to the Vice Chancellor, Media Coordinator, AR Administration, AR Academic Council, and AR Budget. I am extremely thankful to Professor Sharif Ahmed, Dean, Faculty of Natural Sciences, and Professor Tasneem Meenai, Dean, Students Welfare, for their extraordinary support and help from time to time. I am also grateful to Professor Shafuddin Ahmed for his valuable suggestions. Since last 2 months, we received huge appreciation and wholehearted support from him in organizing this program. I would also deeply thank all the faculty members of the Department of Chemistry and the fellow colleagues from other departments for their kind support. This event would not have been possible to organize without the complete dedication of our volunteers. In the last but not the least, I express my special thanks to the staff of Dean Students Welfare, Dean Faculty of Natural Sciences, Center for Information Technology, University Guest House, Mass Communication Research Center for video coverage, and the National Anthem team. I hope this program will be a memorable one for all the students and teachers for Jamia. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now we will close the program with the national anthem. So please stand up for national anthem.
हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंग तब शुभ नामी जागे तब शुभ आशीष मांगे गाने तब जय गाथा जय जय मंगल दायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता